Your stories, our community. This is Local 5 News with Shelley Boton, Nate Stewart, and meteorologist Jordan Landers.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Well, Massachusetts woman has proven that you're never too old to stay active.
103-year-old Ruth Cunson works with a personal trainer at a YMCA every single Friday. Before joining the Y 10 years ago at the age of 93, she was a swimmer who took gold in the Senior Olympics. And you know, she may work out with a trainer once a week, but look at her. She's working out every day, I bet.
It sure looks like it. I don't believe that she's 103.
She looks like awesome.
She doesn't look a day over 50.
I know, seriously. Like, we're going to have to look at that birth certificate. I don't believe her. What's she doing?
We're going to have to work out as much as her.
I know. Yeah, if we want to look like that at that age, that's for sure. Jordan, you take a step outside. It's actually surprisingly not as cold as we've
Not as
seen.
cold, that's for sure. But we have those temperatures right around the freezing mark. And what the problem with that is that we have some patchy fog and drizzle. So our radar is spinning around. It's not picking up any snowflakes or raindrops. They're just too big. It's those drizzle droplets along with some low-level fog that could be freezing over in some areas. So we're going to be watching that very closely. I'll show you the temperatures coming up with the next weather in the fives. But right now in Green Bay, it's 34 degrees. You see the low clouds out there. And for your forecast today, it's looking pretty cloudy, but we'll get our highs near 38 today.
All right, thank you. Thousands of Wisconsinites are counting down to gun deer season, which opens Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. In 2019, 34 counties in Wisconsin had at least one deer test positive for chronic wasting disease, or CWD. But in 2002, CWD was found in only 4 counties. So safety is key in both the sport of deer hunting and the prevention of CWD. The DNR recommends commercially produced scent wicks, not urine-based scents, to limit the spread of CWD prions while processing the deer. The DNR recommends protecting yourself using gloves. It's recommended that your deer be processed alone if you do take it to a meat processing center. And to preserve Wisconsin's sport of deer hunting, always be a courteous hunter.
Don't leave anything back in the woods or behind that's going to not be there naturally. So you always want to make sure you clean up after yourself and take it out of the woods.
And Wisconsin's gun deer hunting season starts on November 23rd. It'll run through December 1st. And for a complete list of DNR recommendations to prevent the spread of chronic wasting disease, just head to our website at wearegreenbay.com.
And new this morning, the village of St. Cloud in Fond du Lac County is under a boiled water notice. All residents in the area are being advised to use boiled or bottled water until further notice. Due to low water pressure in the system, the tap water may be unsafe and should not be used for drinking, making ice, brushing teeth, and preparing food. To ensure safety, residents are asked to boil the water for at least 1 minute before using.
In other local news now this morning, officials say classes will resume this morning in Valders with additional security after they were made aware of a social media threat from over the weekend. Valders School District Superintendent Deborah Hunt released a statement that reads in part, quote, "A student who attends Valders Middle School received a Snapchat message that threatened violence involving the middle and high school with no date or time being mentioned." Now, the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office says that they are aware of the threat and are investigating with the FBI. Officials have determined the threat to be not credible. Extra security, however, will be provided to the school during this morning's classes.
And making Green Bay headlines, the push to replace the aging Green Bay Correctional Prison continues despite a veto by Governor Tony Evers. Lawmakers do support closing the 121-year-old facility, but there is debate over whether or not to build a new prison. State Representative David Steffen has proposed closing the old facility and opening a new prison in another location. He remains hopeful on that proposal, but thinks it will be a while before replacing the prison becomes a priority for Evers.
We may be at a political impasse here. I'm going to stick at it. I'm going to hope that there's a way forward with him. If not, I'm hoping to still be around in this capacity to help provide this great opportunity for our community and save the taxpayers of Wisconsin $150 million.
The group known as Joshua for Justice Reform says the money needed to build a new facility can be better used to help people avoid prison, especially for those who commit minor drug-related crimes. They are hosting a conversation about the Green Bay Correctional Facility this Thursday at St. Matthew's Catholic Church in Alloway at 6 p.m.
All right, everybody, let's get to those temperatures as promised. So we had some drizzle overnight. That's what's giving us damp pavement early this morning. And a lot of our communities, we're seeing right around the freezing mark. So if you see your community or one nearby that's either at 32 or just below that, we're going to have to watch out for some black ice or possibly some slippery spots. Nothing guaranteed out there, but certainly that potential. Steinhoff's bus stop forecast at 32 degrees as we kick off the day. Cloudy skies, could be a little foggy, could be a little bit slippery. Here's the visibility right now. Let's watch that start to improve as we go deeper into the morning and certainly this afternoon.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Jordan. Well, the Green Bay Packers are getting ready for a Sunday night showdown with the NFC leading San Francisco 49ers. But first, they are once again teaming up with the Salvation Army to sign some autographs. Packers players will be at the Lambeau Field atrium this evening for the first of 5 weeks of autograph signings. The signings tonight will feature defensive stars Rashawn Gary and Darnell Savage. To help the Salvation Army reach its donation goals for 2019, fans are being asked to donate a minimum of just $20. Aaron Rodgers has promised to match each donation made up to $50,000.
And keeping it local this morning, Christmas is quickly approaching, and a global Christmas project is making sure children have a jolly holiday. As part of the week-long Operation Christmas Child collection effort, Highland Crest Baptist Church will serve as a drop-off location for shoebox gifts beginning today. The gifts are filled with fun toys, school supplies, and hygiene items. The donations will then be sent to children living in poverty overseas. Local volunteers hope to collect more than 23,000 gifts to contribute.
Great way to give back. And speaking of Christmas, one local museum is also getting in the holiday spirit.
That's right. Coming up next, Local 5's Calvin Lewis joins us with more details on the National Railroad Museum's Festival of Trees.
Quite a sight to check out, but first let's check out your morning commute on this Monday with our DOT network cameras. As Jordan mentioned, some overnight rain, so a bit wet out there. Take your time and stay with us. We'll be right back.
You're watching Local 5 This Morning with Shelley Bota and Nate Stewart.